The last 2,000 years are Yemois HaMashiach. Did you know the Gemara said that? The first 2,000 years of world history are empty and void. Until Avram Avinu at age 52. Avram Avinu was born in 1948. At age 52, he recognized Hashem in the year 2000, and it ushered in 2,000 years of Torah. And the last 2,000 years of world history are Yemois HaMashiach. Asked Abarbanel, really? He came 1,700 years ago? Says Abarbanel, when the Gemara says that beginning in the year 4000 are Yemois HaMashiach, what that means is, did you realize before the year 4000 nobody ever breathed the word about Mashiach? And in the year 4000, all of a sudden the whole world, the main topic that occupies the world attention is the coming of the Messiah, whether it's Yeshu HaNoitzri, who comes to the scene about in the year 4000. So he brought attention to the concept of Mashiach, although a false Mashiach. And then even among the Jews, Bar Kochva announces he's the Mashiach. So what does this do? In the context of what the Rambam says, that the purpose of the false Mashiach is to bring awareness to the world of what Mashiach is, so that when Mashiach comes, he'll merely modify the erroneous viewpoints of the nations of the world, beginning in the year 4000 through Yeshu HaNoitzri, through the Yishmaelim, through Bar Kochva, and through a lot of the other individuals and characters who were false Mashiachs. They serve a purpose. Unfortunately, often it brings disaster, but that's the purpose. The purpose is, like the Gemara says, it's not that the 2,000 years of the final 2,000 years of the world are the coming of Mashiach, but the Lashon of the Abarbanel. You ready for this unbelievable line? Whether it's Yeshu HaNoitzri, whether it's the Malchus HaYishmaelim, whether it's Bar Kochva, Ke'ilu Teva Hazman Hevi Machshavos B'nei Adam L'shoiteid Achar Bias HaMashiach. It's as if there's something in the air. From the year 4000 and on, Mashiach is in the air. Is it good? It has a good aspect. Is it dangerous? Whoa, is it dangerous. Boy, is it dangerous. How do you drag Eliyahu into this? At the bris. You know, you have the Kisei Shel Eliyahu. You should sing Harachamanu Yishachanos Eliyahu Hanavi. Reb Shamshin Rafal Hirsch says something frightening. He says, why were Chazal a kaivea the bracha of Hatov HaMeitiv in Berchas Hamazon? He says during the time of Hadrian, the Jewish people made a mistake. You ready? This is what he says. The mistake was they thought that the destiny of the Jewish people lay in their own hands. And with war and physical strength, they could reclaim the former glory of the Jewish people. And it's a mistake. Only God will control the ultimate destiny of the Jewish people. It's not physically in our hands. And in order to remind the Jewish people that once the Golus begins, our destiny lay only in the hands of Hashem. Doesn't lay in any individual's hand. No, we don't control our ultimate destiny. Only God will bring that day. No person, no power, no empire, no force, no human intervention will bring the great day. No, you hear this? No, this is not, don't say this, I'm not telling you hashkafa, I'm telling you what he says. No human intervention can bring the great day. In order for the Jewish people to remember that, they were masaking a bracha, don't ever forget what happened at Beitar. You will never have a more powerful general and army and force and ability to gain independence than Bar Kochva. And it was a miserable failure. And their bodies lay there until the Almighty came and had Rahmanas on those bodies and allowed those bodies to be buried and preserve those bodies. As if to say, what God is saying is, you're not going to do it on yourself, but when you just step back, watch what I could do. Watch what I could do. The bodies lay there for years and years and years. It didn't rot. Anybody know, you leave a body out in a day like today, tell us, right? it's terrible. Can you imagine? It's hot. It gets hot in Beitar. It's a hot place. And the bodies stayed there for years, and they didn't rot, and then they were finally buried. The message is that in the Golus we have to remember that the great day is only dependent on Hashem. That's the lesson of the disastrous downfall of Beitar. Says Reb Shamshon Fala Hirsch, that's the emphasis. You want redemption? Hu heitiv, hu meitiv, hu yetiv lan. He's the only one who could do it. Hu gimalanu, he helped you in the past. Hu gaimleinu, vehu yigmalenu. And you know what else? You know you're hoping for Moshiach. It's going to be this guy, and this rabbi, and this person. You're making a big mistake. Says Reb Shimon Schwab, David HaMelech says, Al tivtechu v'nadivim. You can never hang your hat on any human being. Heaven forbid to hang your hat on a human being. Al tivtechu v'nadivim beven adam. On a human being, she'ein lo yiseshua. You know why? Teitzei ruchai. One day he's going to die. Yashuv li'ad masai. He's going to go back to the earth. Bayemahu avdu ashtainoisav. And then you're finished. So what do you do in the Galus? Ashrei, Shekel, Yaakov, Be'ezroi. You can only trust in Hashem. How it's going to play out, He knows how to take care of it. God knows how to take it. You don't have to write the script. He has the script written. Says Reb Shamshon Fala Hirsch, therefore, right after the bracha of Hatoy V'Amitiv, Harachaman, Hu Yimloich Aleinu Li'olam Va'ed. You know who's the Melech HaMashiach? I don't know, but our king is going to be God. He'll decide who the go-between is. Hu Yisbarach B'Shamayim Uva'aretz. So I would humbly add, so what do we do? What are we supposed to do? God said, I'm going to let you know. You know what I'm going to let you know? Harachaman Hu Yishlach Lanu es Eliyahu Hanavi Zachor Latoiv, and he's going to tell you Vivasar Lanu Besoiros Toivos Yeshuos. He'll give you the memo. When the time comes, your phone will buzz. It's Eliyahu. The time is here. Eliyahu will give you the memo. If you want to know how you're going to know, so the benching ends. Hu Yimloich Aleinu, Hu Yisbarach B'Hashem B'Aretz, Hu Yishtabach L'Dor Dorim, for all generations. And how am I going to get to Eretz Yisrael? Hu Yishbar Uleinu Me'al, so he's going to break the yoke of the nations. Vehu Yoilichenu Kaimemios Li'artzeinu. That doesn't mean if you have the opportunity to go, you shouldn't go. Well, how can you not? If you could go, you got to go. It's a mitzvah to live in Eretz Yisrael. If you want to know, but who's going to bring me there? Hu Yishbar Uleinu Me'al Tzavarenu V'hu Yoilichenu Kaimios Li'artzeinu. And I would add, I think that's why we add Hu Yishlach Lanu Es Elanav Zachol Atay. But one more point, okay? This is Oyam Menorah. Think about Berachas Hamazon. We end Berachas Hamazon, you ate your sandwich, and we thank Hashem for Eretz Yisrael. The problem is, we're in Golus now. So we ask Hashem, Rachim na Hashem Alekeinu, Al Yisrael, V'al Yishalayim, V'al Tzion Mishkan Kvadecha, V'al Malchus Beistav Meshichecha, Ribanisham, Uvenei Yerushalayim Erakoidash V'her Yameinu. You know, you can't even have a knife out on the table, because if you have a knife on the table, Chazal say you might take the knife and plunge it into your heart, being so distraught, saying, Uvenei Yerushalayim. So we just prayed for the rebuilding of Yerushalayim. You know, you want to get up and go, and just let's go. Let's gain let's bring the redemption. So they were masakin, says Reb Shamshon Fala Hirsch. No. Hatoy v'amitiv. Didn't work. Not a good idea. Not a good. So who's our king? Hu Yimloich Aleinu Olam Va'ed. Hu Yisbarach B'Hashem B'Aretz. Hu Yishtabach. And who's going to give us the memo? Hu Yishlach Lanu Es Eliyahu Hanavi Zachor Latoiv. I didn't spell out every single detail, but if you listen carefully, the ramifications are very contemporary and very timely. And this is one of the great tragedies that we mourn on Tisha B'Av, because this ultimately, so to speak, sealed the fate of the Jewish people, that until the great day comes, we're awaiting the memo from Eliyahu Hanavi, and that's why we're mispalel. And basically the furthest we're able to go is to be Toivei Atzion. More than that, we're not able to do until we get that great memo from Eliyahu Hanavi, Vivasar Lanu, B'Soiros Toivos, Yeshuos V'Nachamos. Shkayach.